great vehicle on which to dollar cost average in. Now, that doesn't mean continue to add to a losing position. I don't dollar cost average unless I've planned to do it. I'm not going to take a scalp and then when it goes wrong, dollar cost average into it. That's a terrible way to go. You have to plan to do it. It's all about managing a risk, and I do so frequently when I'm doing that. Let's see, refresh. Here's the new link for YouTube. There we go. $49.02 holding the 4,900 bounce right here. Oh, it's weird. Vampire. $49.0275. Let's see what the NASDAQ can do here. Strong move. What's CL doing right here? CL is still holding 74.40. Large green bounce. Holding 4,900 like a champ. Like a champ. Boom, big green. Let's see what happens. That's what, a 7-point bounce on ES? It's insane, man. The volatility is crazy. I love it. You're short oil looking for 74? Good stuff. Good stuff. Got some questions here. Making some good cake, yeah, buddy. So that's another 4,900 test. I didn't play this one, so I'm still flat. I don't want to give back my profits, dude. I just killed it. So 49.05. Let's see what NASDAQ's doing. 17,357 back up to overnight high. Done for the day, just observing. Yeah, it's amazing. Okay, here we go. Write a few value maps for customers. Nice. Back to it. Let me know if you got some questions. CL is still holding 74.50. The next obvious stop here would be a retest of back to mid-January levels, which is about 73.98, 74. That'd be 50 cents down after a huge move down on draw. NASDAQ is bouncing all the way back up. And like I said, we cleared out the 4,900. Next on step would be 48.95. And we're down 10,000. They've trimmed about 5 or 6,000 CVD. I put a limit close at 49.10 and trailing stop. Nice. Apple's hanging out 195.80, 185.90. So now that they've already squeezed once, sold off, we come back down. We have a bit of a megaphone pattern forming, which is just a sign of volatility, which this is obviously very volatile. This is one of the more volatile days we've had in a long time in terms of pure price action. Not a lot of chop. This is very playable. We've launched from 75 up to 18, which is about, what, 40 points or so, 50 points? And we're in the process of recovering back up here. Overall, the liquidity pulled down is 48.95, but we still have up to 22. The 15-minute is just absolutely riddled with bottom wicks. The 60-minute, even more. There's bottom wick all over the place. No trades today, insane self-control. Hey, it's okay. Some people don't like volatility, so if you haven't traded, absolutely. Do your thing. There ain't nothing wrong with that. Why is there so much movement today? I know earnings are after hours. Well, we've got a lot going on this week. There's a lot to absorb. There's a whole bunch of liquidity on the books. We've got Obviously yesterday what happened, we had the first big sell day we've had in many, many months or many weeks. And today's the follow-up from that. But you have to realize, like, everyone's waiting for a short opportunity. Everyone's trying to short the highs. Yesterday we had a very, very sell candle on the daily. Got everyone nice and short, and they just clear the books off. They bounce this thing up and clear the books off. Not to mention the order book this morning on Bookmap was very light. If you looked on it, it was quite light, very odd in terms of not a lot of structure built in the order flow, and they had to build that throughout the session. And 48.11 is currently, this little level up here is from yesterday, and they just keep on attacking it over and over and over again at 48.11. But overall, the market's going to farm premium, and they're not going to let it short. They're not going to let the market go down, and as long as everyone's trying to short it, especially when puts are super juiced. If you see puts are really juiced, you have to expect them to collect. I was in the short from 49.17 because I've been chopped so bad this morning. Had a limited 13 and closed out on myself. I could have ridden it lower. Yeah, it's not an easy day to short unless you're very, very well timed. I mean, I caught one short there for like 20 points earlier on NASDAQ. Unless you're perfectly timed, you're not going to make money shorting today. It's all about long and everything. Longing and holding. This is the Bookmap stream, Uber. So every Thursday at 1 p.m., I'm on here streaming Bookmap. Let's see here. CL is coming up. May just test some theories today without real money. Hey, that's okay. Do it. I like it. I like the idea. So now on the 15-minute, we have a massive hammer candle off of 48.99. Just closed, and now we have a new candle forming. We're 1 minute in. Let's take a look at NASDAQ. NASDAQ has the same thing, and we're holding the morning session high, which is pretty much the same thing as the overnight high as well. So a good amount of liquidity here. If we hold it, same old thing. We're looking for up there. Now, my overarching objective here was 428. As long as we held over the morning high, we got to 413, so not quite up there. But it's still the same thesis. As long as we hold over the morning high and bottom wick off of it, if we regather, then I'll be looking for the same target. Do you tighten your trailing stops as you get further into the trade? I do, yes. So for me, I don't want to get out of the trade. What I instead do is as we get deeper into profits, I will just pull the trailing stop up tighter and tighter and tighter until finally I trip. When I'm ready to get out of the trade, I'll just put like a 5-point stop loss on NASDAQ, which is nothing. 5 points on NASDAQ is like a tick. Not really, but you know what I'm saying. And sometimes it'll just keep on blasting and I'll get another 20 points out of it. And most of the time I'll go ahead and stop out. Most of the time. It's because the 5-point movement on NASDAQ is just a flutter of a candle. But give yourself opportunity to get a little more juice out of that orange if you're in a good trade. I used 3 points on ES until I got within 2 points of target short a 2-point trail. It took me out. All right, all right. $49.12 liquidity came on. CL top wick in there. I just went short on CL at 74.76. And right there, it's already about to stop. And boom, already stopped me out right when I said that. Right when I said that, it stopped me out. So we had a top wick on CL. It started to drop. Nice little top wick, and the second I went to go set my stop loss, we have a massive green candle. Holy crap, look at that thing. Trying to play down to 74 there. That's the story of my trading life. Yeah. Man, look at that thing blasting all the way up. Boom. NASDAQ is bottom wicking here, 17,370. 49.12 liquidity is coming on in addition to 85, so that'll be my first target to the upside here. Same with MCL. Can't pucker it up for CL. Yeah, you got to play small with CL, baby. CL, especially look at that crappy move, man. That thing is what we went from 76.80 to 74. So man, $2.70 on oil. Missed you this morning when we dumped. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Can you look at SMCI? I'm up several 100%, but I think I should start selling soon. I don't know, man. That thing is ridiculous. You know, it's been squeeze mode. So it's, to me, whenever I see like a move like that, if you're up a couple of several 100%, just set your stop on it. At which point you're not willing to give it up and let it roll. There's not really much, analysis to be doing with a stock like that. It's just rallying out of control because of a squeeze. So just set your stop. Take some contracts off or lock it in, or you could sell calls against it to lock in your profit. I wouldn't go 1-to-1 on it. I wouldn't go net dip bearish on it, certainly, but you could lock in profit. What's NASDAQ doing right here? And what do I mean by that? Is that if you are long calls on something like that, you can go delta neutral on it and just lock in your P&L. Kind of give you some time to think, see what's going to go on there. Copy, sold one, have one call left. I love a shotgun. Beautiful. Is it me or is it respecting all the support resistance level yesterday formed to the T? It is, yeah. Yeah. We just rejected R3 like a champ, and that's derived from yesterday's resistance. Also the volume profile. The top volume profile node is about 487.50 on SPY. We just rejected it and came back off. Look, they're putting even more at 49.19 to the upside. What's NASDAQ got on? Have another iceberg up top, 378. $374. Waiting for another build. $17,374 bottom wicking off the overnight high. ES is 49.07. Got a couple of dojis on the 5-minute. Just tracking this shift in liquidity at the moment. This cat up here, 49.19, 49.11. But a highly volatile day today. Love it. Love it. Let's see here. NVIDIA you want to take a look at. NVIDIA is quite strong today. They're up almost 2%. They had a top wick on, they had a doji, a red doji on Tuesday, a gap down with a doji yesterday, and today. So the sellers have not been able to complete. Go look at NVIDIA's chart. It's the absurdity of NVIDIA's chart is crazy. The sellers have not been able to close a candle since December 20th. Every candle is extremely bottom wicked since December 20th, even the red days. So NVIDIA looks like we're just accumulating to go higher. NVIDIA looks like it's about to blast. and it'll take out 626, and once it goes that, we're probably looking at about 650. I don't know how high it can go at that point. It's absurd, but the fact that not one candle can close down since December 20th tells me that all they're doing, launching this baby high. The flow is so strong, it's just going to go. It's absurd. The negative CVD on ES just has me so hesitant to play anything to the upside. I feel like they're eventually going to dump it back down. Just think, man. I've seen CVD be 30,000 negative and still be green on the day. It doesn't. I mean, the CVD is a very good tool, but sometimes it throws you off. So, instead of looking at the overall widget, I would instead look at the subchart indicator for CVD and look how the flow is going. How is the CVD aggregate in and out of sellers and buyers? Because you have to realize the CVD takes into account the entire session. So if there was a crap ton of selling early on and still have a recovery, you could still have a very red CVD. It's just I would instead look at the flow of the subchart indicator and to give you a better example of what's happening at the meow. If we dip before rallying to 5,000, where do you think we'll bounce before taking off? If we were to continue down from here, about mid 4,700 would be my bottom target before longing back to 5,000. I feel like the only reason your YouTube live is not growing as much is because the newbies end up here in Discord. That's a good thing. That's fine. You're welcome. What is delta neutral? All right. If you know anything about the option chain, there's a bunch of different Greeks, they call them. Delta, gamma, vega, rho, theta, although theta is not technically, or IV is not technically one, but you've got a bunch of Greeks that define the way an options move. Deltas is the amount of change of your premiums relative to 1 point of underlying movement. Dealers use deltas to hedge their portfolio to bearish or bullish or neutral. So if you are long calls, you are going to be positive delta on your account, which means you're long the market, your net. So if you've got 15 different positions in your account, you can look at your net delta on your portfolio. IBKR does it. It'll tell you what your net exposure is to delta. And if you're positive delta net, that means you're going to be making money as the market goes up and losing money as the market goes down from a high level view. And if you need to quickly adjust your portfolio, you could short products. You could short delta products that are long delta to become short delta and to offset that, to even go to neutral where you don't make any money on the up and down, or overall short delta where you're making money on the way down. So what I was saying to him is that if he wanted to lock in profits on a long call, the easiest solution obviously would just be to close it out. A more advanced solution would be to short calls against that position to go delta neutral to lock in your P&L. That way, you've locked in your profit. If the market starts to fall, you could keep the short calls, close the long calls, and come back down. You're welcome. It's a bit of a more advanced theory, but don't forget your charm bracelet. Yeah. Hello from Oregon. Just rejoined for the third time. What's up, Martin? Welcome back for the third time. Third time's a charm, baby. Welcome back. Let me know what I can help you with. With your current trading strategy, which vids on your YouTube would be the right vids to watch? That really depends on your personal experience level. You know, I'm obviously biased, but I'd like for you to watch the entire the entire library of videos, but that really depends. The RSI and squeeze Momo and stuff, that stuff is really only used for a lower volatility market, which we are not in. So that stuff doesn't work. RSI, squeeze Momo, all that kind of stuff, the CCI, that stuff does not work with volatility because by the time you get a reading on it, the market's changed. That works in a very slow moving upward trending bull market, low volatility. So from right now, it's strictly VPA. On a trend day, I'll throw in some ADMA. I'll throw in a 200 simple when we're at that level, but it's VPA tailored with the volume profile. That's it. Is Lerat still with me? He is still technically a moderator in this server, but he is out. He's a new daddy now, so he's taking care of his family and doing all that stuff. So, but you could ping him if you want to say hi to him. I text him every now and then. VPA, yeah. Victor Papa Alpha, volume price analysis. Am I still in Neo puts? Yes. Yes, very much so. I love it. I love it. You're welcome, Seth. Good question, buddy. Good stuff. Yeah, I had to say it. 49.09 coming up. NASDAQ is 17,383. Holding. That's triple bottom wicks off of the morning high. Large green candles, baby. Breakout. 17,415. Here we go again. Isn't that a meme? Like a Grand Theft Auto meme or something? $49.12 liquidity. NASDAQ is trudging along, and up we go, buddy. $390 up to 400. Blast off. Blast off. Let's see if we can take out the high of the day here. Very large engulfing candle across the board. We have to absorb it and make a move. Is it weird that I feel like I'm better at options than futures, even though futures are simpler and I spent more time with futures? No, whatever you're comfortable with. It's really about what you're comfortable with as an options player or a futures player. Big green candle going. $17,394 and going up to 450. Large green candle. Scalping long on this move after a flow above 383 once we take out 383. XLF is 38.72 and going. VIX is dropping back off. Positioning is still showing unhedging. Removal of long-dated hedges here. There's zero fear of any kind of selling or any kind of removal from 5,000. So I'll be looking for that. We are midday, so I'll play a little bit more cautiously here than back before in the morning. And of course, we'll kick up a little bit here this afternoon around 1400. Oil's finally selling off after a big move down or big move up. $394 still going. All right. Still going on the NASDAQ. And if we can get to 413, I'm going to set my stop at 393, 394. I'm going to use the prior liquidities as my stops, which all I'm doing there is I'm letting the market be my defense. I want the natural defense in the market to set. Yeah, look at NVIDIA. It's up 2% and going. This is absolutely absurd how green this market is. If we can get to 413, I will set my stop at 394. I got shaken out of my SPY calls in that morning dump. So annoyed. Right 9. Stop there. Top wick. What's CL doing right now? Ooh, big green on CL. Look at that. Man, I wouldn't touch CL right now. I already tried to dip my toe in that thing. The waters of Lake Minnetonka. NVIDIA's rocket ship is 627.80 and still going to highs. Amazon hasn't moved. Microsoft hasn't moved. Apple hasn't moved. But Tesla is moving, and NVIDIA is absolutely squeezing. Right here. Oh, man. Beautiful stuff. $17,338. God, look at the rocket ship on oil, dude. What a freaking move. NVIDIA 628.19. NVIDIA is 393. So we just filled this 49.11 liquidity. They put that on and filled it. Right there, you see they put that on about 120 Eastern. They got a little bit more coming on at 22, and that down to 48.95. So they're trying to really just go from liquidity to liquidity here. This is also new. This 48.95 was put on right before this rocket launch. Oil was running because of new war news. It was because of the draw. They posted that the demand numbers. Overall, I'm looking for oil to go lower. As we enter into a weakened economy, I'm looking for the oil to go lower. Overall and macro. And it's right back inside the range it's been in for 3 months now. Al Jazeera delete tweet saying Israel agrees to pause fighting. Interesting. 49.06. Retest of the morning high again. This is the third retest. $49.05. Boom. Just scalped short on NASDAQ to 366 on this little move here. Man, this thing is crazy, dude. You got to be Johnny on the spot with these entries. Good gosh. Wow. That's enough for you. Nice juice. Hey, you made $1,000 on CL? Heck yeah, dude. Killing it. You're like the oil master here. All right, so I don't know if it's going to drop any more than this, so I'm just going to roll my stop tight and grab my few points here. 49.02 is where we're at, looking for 48.95. Again, I'm still bullish until otherwise noted. And all I'm doing is looking for liquidity for an entry point on bottom wicks. You're tired? I bet, dude. I bet. So much speed oil is typically not like that. Not that crazy. Yeah, that's about as crazy as it gets right there. 48.95. So a lot of bottom wick again. Still, like I said, I'm still bullish until otherwise known. We have yet another bottom wick on NASDAQ back to the POC. Shifting momentum. And as long as we continue to bottom wick in the upper 17,355 and ES is 4,900, I'm still looking for it to get 428 on NASDAQ. And then, tomorrow's non-farm payroll. If it wasn't for non-farm payroll, I'd probably be swinging the calls into tomorrow, into next week, Monday. but we have a lot of volatility tomorrow. Non-farm payroll is arguably one of the more volatile data points we have outside of FOMC and CPI. Even if this sells off the lows again. If it sold off the lows again, no, I wouldn't. I mean, I'm not going to do it anyway, but I would be less bullish if they did sell it. If they reclaimed 240, no, I wouldn't. But right now, they're still bottom wicking everything. So right now, the order book is telling me we have a whole bunch of support. And it could change. You know, we still have 2 hours and 20 minutes left. If they were to dump to 240, then all right, the sellers were able to hold it. But if we close with another high volume bottom wick, it's just the same story, different day of the past 4 weeks. This may be a dumb question, but what exactly is non-farm payrolls? That is non-agricultural based payrolls. Basically, they're monitoring the health of the job market that's non-related to agriculture and farming. I got lucky in an accidental 5 CL short yesterday that turned out amazing and got the whole breakdown. I'm exhausted and amped. Yeah, tell me about it. Incredible day, man. Incredible day. If I see a potential for a large short, or a large short squeeze, not a short, but short squeeze, that's when I'm going to start playing more towards options. Because if I could catch it, and I could see a big directional, big move, that's where I want the exponential growth of options. I want gamma in my corner. That's why I elected to play call or options the past couple of days, and tailored with a couple of scalps on futures. Huge volume spike again, but I don't have experience in order to know what happens next. Yeah. $17,343. A little bit more red here. I would much rather you, with these bottom wicks, approach these sessions through a bullish lens until it is obvious, blaringly obvious, because I promise you, you are going to get smoked if you approach these candles trying to time the top. Take it from a perma bear, or papa bear is what y'all call me. Jabronis. Still holding 17,352. Are the orange and red lines sell orders? I'm confused with those lines. You could explain them. I'd appreciate it. Yeah, these lines are just open liquidity. I wouldn't necessarily get wrapped around if they're buy or sell. You could probably assume sellers upside, buyers downside. Yeah, but that's not the important part. The important part is knowing where the liquidity is in the market. That's the key point. Knowing where the participation is. It all boils down to liquidity. Nothing else matters except the order flow and liquidity in the market. That's why I'm a VPA trader. That's why I use Bookmap. Being able to tell where the participation is, because the market's an auction, and your goal is to figure out where the market wants to participate at or not participate at. If there's not a lot of participation, then you could assume that we're just going to trend through that area. This price action reminds me of when Russia sent the missile into Poland last year. Oh, dude, I remember that. It was an 80-point sell-off and then an 80-point, like a 100-point recovery, all within like 45 minutes. Pepperidge Farm remembers. I remember that. That was nuts. We were streaming for that too. We were on stream for that. I remember that. Back in the 2022 craziness. Why is it important that jobs are not agriculture related? It's just the delineation. Do y'all think in the next 10 years they're going to do away with new TVs altogether and everyone's just going to be wearing like headsets to watch TV on 200-inch visual monitors, virtual monitors? Like if you want to sit around in a living room, watch a TV with your family, everyone's got to put on a headset. It's nuts. Let's see if I can get something else going here. Try to get something high confident on here I can hold. We'll be able to trade from like our headset. Yeah, that'd be awesome. We would use WeHead. I don't know what that is. Don't stay too close to the TV. Now we have the TVs literally 2 centimeters from your eyes. Am I trading SPY? Yes, I can. Yes, I am. Yep. The candles on NASDAQ the past 3 oscillations is absurd. Yeah, absolutely. Probably a Neuralink incentive. That'd be sweet. Then you don't have to hang a big ugly TV in your living room anymore. That'd be awesome. $49.06. Back up to the morning high, and if the pattern continues, we'll retouch about 394 or so before another oscillation down. 48.95 here on ES, and NASDAQ doesn't have too much, but what they do have is at about 425, 400, which is where we were approximately 4 other times today. If this holds this level, it sure seems like the volume today will be a big move in power hour. I would expect a good move in power hour. Not to mention we do have Apple, Microsoft, Apple, Amazon, and Meta at the close today. So big volatility. Crazy stuff. YM is beast mode. NASDAQ is back up. Currently no positions. I'm just in a little bit of a quick scalping mode here until, I'm not currently in a position, but I'm in scalping mode until I see something break out again. I've already played the trend. So from here on out, it's just playing small positions until we get into the afternoon sesh. The WeHead. Oh my gosh. Take a look at NASDAQ and the trend line. You still got to show me that thing, dude. Can you show me the daily and see where it's pivoted from? I'm trying to see where it is. Like where'd you get those pivots from? Makes me nervous when my broker starts glitching. Makes me nervous when Discord starts glitching. Y'all remember, y'all know what happens when Discord goes down. The market is 2 for 2 on major Discord outages and massive downside action. Do you have a playbook with specific setups in it? I have a very close friend who is a successful trader. He told me I need to have setups and only take those setups. Yeah. So there are 2 things that I need to have a high confident trade. Keyword there is high confidence. I need to have fluctuation of volume with the associated proper price action. So if you are going to play a reversal, I need to have heavy bottom wicks with associated volume, high volume, with a follow-on green candle. If I have that set up, that's a high confidence bounce play. Or the inverse if you're going to short something up for a rejection. If I want a continuation, You don't want a wick, and I need a low volume push through. Those are the two main trades, the follow through or the pivot. Those are the two main trades that traders take. Anything else is a little bit low confidence and you're playing a momentum play or something like that. But the key word is you want to adjust your setups from a high confidence to low confidence. If it's low confidence and speculation, you need to have very small position sizing, micro position sizing. And you only need to take your adjusted position sizing if it's something that's high confidence setup. And those are the two things I look for. It's a good question. Another test of 17395. $383.50. No trades for me currently, but nice little move. I don't want to long into 390 at the moment because of the proper rejections. I'm going to let this one kind of meld and do its thing. I'm not trying to catch every move here. You're welcome, Ultimated. Regarding Bookmap, is the global good enough? Any critical module you suggest is a must. That depends on you and what you're looking at. I personally think the biggest add-on that you can add, me personally, is the iceberg indicator. Now Bookmap offers a whole bunch of stuff that's great. Market pulse, liquidity tracker, absorption indicator. There's a whole bunch of great stuff. And I will get around to adding all those and testing those out and seeing if they're addition to my system. But right now, I personally am a firm believer in the iceberg indicator add-on, the subchart and on chart. I take so many great trades off of that it's staple in my Bookmap trading. I personally have the Global Plus with the MBO package. That gets me access to all of those indicators. We are also on Discord too, they were asking. There you go. What's my favorite stock to scalp? SPY. That's my favorite one. $49.09. Looks like we may have a small top wick here again. They're putting out a little liquidity down here at 335. You see this guy down here? The last time they did this, they rolled it. You remember the first time we rolled, they were spoofing 17.265. And now they're doing it to 335. So watch that guy down there. Very curious what they're going to do with this thing in power hour. So far going green. Am I going to target a trail? Trail it is. There you go. 378. Beat is my recital. How do you recognize when you are about to trade off tilt, and how do you stop yourself? That is a study into your own self. You know when you're trading on tilt. You know when you're aggravated and you've got that feeling in your stomach and you're like, screw this, I'm just going to do this. Like, you know that. That's a big, big no-no for me. It never ends well. I know me. I am King Jabroni. Never ends well for me. 100% of the time I trade on tilt, I regret it. And what I tell myself is, as bad as it is, case in point, 4 or 5 Fridays ago, I lost like $6,700. And I remember thinking, like, it was a terrible day. I couldn't get anything right. I did good in the morning, but I gave it at like the afternoon session when I traded. Every trade was exactly wrong. And I told myself, like, yes, this blows, especially when I was green, but I could be down 15 grand. I could be down 20 grand. Like, I could make this worse. Do I want to make this worse or just want to get away? Because I enjoy not being in a trade, me personally. I like it. I enjoy the peace that comes with not being in a trade. But I can certainly make things worse. This was the start of the trend line the days after October 30th. I don't see how you plot it though. I'm looking at it here. Hold on. Oh, where'd it go? Oh, there it is. I've done that where I can't get any trades right some days. Yeah, it happens. It's a terrible feeling, but you have to recognize that early. You have to recognize that early. And you have those days. It's not a fun day. And some days I can't miss. Some days, no matter what I do, I instantly make money. It just, you have good days, you have bad days. Bottom wick and everything. 17,400 on dick. So the dotted line. Let's see. Yeah, we must have an adjustment issue or something, John, because I'm plotting the bottoms of all the dailies from October, and right now my trend line is at 17,118, so way down on a trend line. And right now I've got it plotted at the low of October, the low of January, and almost at the low of late January, and of course this one. I think that's the discrepancy there. Big green candles. No futures today? Yeah, I took some futures. NASDAQ is bottom wick and everything, and they're putting on 420 and 400 right now. They're rolling that baby on. Tapped in. Nice Space Ghost. What does the volume on NASDAQ tell me? Every time it's red. Every time red is big volume. We have hit some sort of supply. So let's take a look. And I'll address that, and I'll take a look. I'll show you what I'm talking about, John, with the trend line here too. But let's take a look at this first. So let's go to the 5-minute. So you're exactly right. Is every time we have a volume spike, the past hour or so, it's been sell volume, which that tells me is that we have a supply right here. Supply. Right there. Big green candles. So that tells me exactly that, is that we have a big supply in this area. And every time we tap it, we get a very large red spike. Now, the problem is the buyers are not letting go. We continue to attack. 1, 2, 3, now 4 times in the supply. So the next question you'd have to ask yourself is that once we tap into this area, it happened the other day. Remember on YouTube, I think it was on Monday, I put a box right here and we rejected and came back off. Same concept. All we did is we attacked the liquidity. The market seeks out liquidity. Here we attacked this liquidity and sold off on Monday. Today, right now, we're doing the same thing. We're doing the same exact thing. We've entered in this supply, and here's now another rejection off of this area. So the question you need to ask yourself, every time we attack this, watch the price action and the volume fluctuation. Because the second time we have a low volume test, this is a key example. If you look in chapter, I think it's chapter 4 of the guide, low volume test is good for upside. So if you want this thing to go up, you need low volume. You need none of these. As long as we continue to have high volume rejections, we're going to continue to dump back over. I'm kind of pulling John Madden here with all these lines, but I hope y'all pick up what I'm putting down here. So as long as you continue to have high volume rejections, we're not going to breach this. We're not going to breach this. Now, the second we have a low volume with a holdup without a complete reversal, you know that we've absorbed pretty much all the supply there, and the buyers are ready to clear and go higher. Let's see if it now is time. We have a doji here with a little bit of low volume. Let's see what happens here. I found the, let's take a look. So you plotted October 30th, which is here, and January 4th, which is there. Now, can't see my line. There it is. So you plotted that. What about all the wicks? There's a whole bunch of price action under that. See, I'm a purist. I form my lines like that. I do the bottom of the wicks and everything. My trend lines. That's our discrepancy. That makes sense right here? Supply. Boom, John Madden. You can't make money on calls if you don't buy calls. What time series do you look in Bookmap? I track the 1 tick chart. Alrighty. Still going here. No active trades for me at the moment. I'm going to see if I can catch a breakout here. Oh crap, it's already up. It's already time's up. All right, well, that's our hour for Bookmap. Apologize, we do have to sign off. That's my allotted hour. So, hope you learned a little something. We do have some momentum at the 17,410. If we absorb the supply here with low volume, which so far we are doing it, it does appear that we've absorbed all the remaining supply and we'll transact through, and we'll start attacking this liquidity leg at 400 and 410. So keep an eye on this level here. Anything over 394, you're at risk of going to 420. So see you later, alligator. After a while, crocodile. Cut it loose, silly goose. Hope you have a good rest of the evening. I'll see y'all Thursday, 1 p.m. for Bookmap, and then, of course, in the stream tomorrow morning on Friday. Hope you have a good rest of the day. I'm out. See ya.